Hi everybody, welcome to the fourth episode of making the AI sticker maker. But before starting the episode, I want to introduce a little bit about myself because there's new people in the channel. So I'm studying computer science, but I want to focus on machine learning and data science. And this is a way of learning machine learning and data science and applying that to real world applications. My focus here is to make apps and make cool things with machine learning, with software development, and using the whole stack, doing server, doing app. So yeah, if you want to see that, please subscribe and give it a like. But yeah, the main idea here is to be making apps that uses data science and machine learning things and try to apply models that are in the research level to more of real world applications. For example, this one that we are using semantic segmentation. And yeah, my idea is to be learning all things related to machine learning and applying them in cool projects and also releasing them to the world so people can use them. I think making projects is the best way to learn. So that's what we're doing here. If you have any suggestions about what you want to see, please comment below. That will be awesome. All right. So in the last episode, I think I have a rough layout about the app, but I didn't have it ready yet. I think I have the server already implemented, or I have a couple of problems there, but I think I'll solve them. Now we have here the app. This is already in production, so this is already a working app. I made a video explaining how the app was working, but in this episode we're going to work on improving this layout because I think it's a little bit clunky. The user has to do more steps that I want the user to do. For example, here to make one sticker, the user needs to click multiple times, so that's not ideal. Also, I have to work on some bugs. For example, the user right now can't see their stickers in the gallery, so I need to somehow register that the user has a new image. I thought that downloading the image to the app directly, somehow the system will recognize new image, but I was wrong, so I need to do that. And also another thing that I did before publishing the app is that I was in the main process in the server, I was saving images for the processing, but I changed that to in-memory process, so I didn't have problems with disk and also with user privacy. So yeah, in this episode we're going to look at how I did that, and also some thoughts on myself of publishing my first app in the App Store and how was my experience doing this. All right, so this is what I was doing before publishing the app in the testing. So first, the user was sending the image and the sticker settings to the server, and I was receiving that with the Python. I was parsing what type of sticker that was, and also what settings, if the user wanted sort of the border of the sticker and the color. Then I had to save that image to the disk because the problem was that I was using Peel and OpenCV, and these two ways of representing the image in the code was different. So I in the time I didn't want to search how to convert that because I was having some problems doing that. So I didn't do it, but in the end, I needed to do it because I wanted to do it in memory. Once I save the image, this sticker library loads an image with OpenCV, and then it makes a sticker using the semantic segmentation, OpenCV, and all that. And then the starlet server, this is the other thing that I need to do, is I need to save that sticker to the disk because I was using the file response of the starlet server, and that needed a file in the disk to send that to the user, right? And then the user displays that sticker. So I needed to save two images, and that's problematic because one, the user needs to approve this, so this is a user privacy concern, and also I needed to have enough memory to handle all the possible requests, right? So this is a problem. So the thing that I did is this. Basically, I did it all in memory. This is all the same. Here, the Python received the image, and now I load that image with Peel. Then I send that to the sticker library using the function. I then convert the Peel image to the OpenCV image there. Here's a representation of it. And then the sticker library makes a sticker. And here's the important part that I needed to search a lot, is that I needed to encode the image to a PNG codification in memory and then send that using the streaming response of the Starlight framework. And I also need there to use a bytes.io and OpenCV 2 bytes to combine all that and make sort of a file in memory and send that to the user. So that's how I basically solved this problem that I was having. Let's take a look a little bit in the code how this is represented. All right, let's take a little look how I did this. One thing that I want to say is that I don't want to focus that much in the code sometimes, because sometimes it's a lot of code that the video may be too much, and I also want to focus on the process of making these sort of apps. Let me know your thoughts about this. I think showing the process better, because it makes a better user experience and better viewer experience, right? So yeah. All right, so here we have the route of the maker. This is a post route, and we receive the data, right? And here we basically choose the maker from the post data maker. Before that, we check that we have the maker in the post data. If we don't have that, we don't retrieve anything. For example, the vanilla sticker. So here we receive bytes from the image, and with the bytes.io, we sort of parse that data. I'm loading the image bytes with the bytes.io function here. So I'm parsing the data. I'm making sort of a file in memory, and then I open that with the pillow image library to this variable. So I basically have the image loaded in memory. Before that, I was saving the image, and then I was loading it. So I was having the problem that I was saying before. Then I check that if the image is too large, I make it a thumbnail. It's a handy method of the pill library, because it basically takes the smaller axis and chops that out. So we have the aspect ratio of the original image intact. Then here is the other thing, is that so the class that makes the stickers needs NumPy's array, or rather OpenCV versions of an image. So I basically here convert the pill image to a NumPy array, and then what I do is convert RGB to BGR, I think it is. So I flip the color dimensions, because OpenCV wants BGR instead of RGB. And yeah, this is basically what I did here. And I changed a lot of things in the maker here. I don't know, maybe I might do a more in-depth video in the future, because there is a lot of stuff here, but I basically changed a couple of things here and there to load the image in memory. All right, with that done, let's talk about compromises and deadlines. I'm recording this way into the future, but when I was releasing the app, I was having some troubles, because the deadline that I set for the app was getting closer and closer. So what I basically did was cutting down the scope, because I really wanted to stick to that deadline that I set. So I basically need to chop some features here and there. So the thing that I needed to cut down is the user login, and really a lot of features. So as you can see, here's the sort of system that I'm using Notion, and I'm using the main board that is called System Kanban. This is for the overall thing of the app. And then I have the Flutter development Kanban, that here is sort of the things that I wanted to do in the app, right? So here basically I need to cut down a lot of features like theme, loading screen. I have now 6 sticker makers, but I wanted to do more. I wanted to do animated stickers, but I need to cut down the scope of the app, so I didn't do it. But I'm still developing the app, so hopefully I'm going to reach a state that I hopefully can reach a state that I can say that the app is in a good place. So as you can see, I here separate between not required and required stuff and things that are in process. So here I use a numeric system that sort of works and sometimes not. So here I assign a number of sort of a priority of making that, and I make that. So the big 2 things that I needed to leave behind was user support, making a user base, and also sort of a community base sticker share. I needed to drop that, because I thought that it wasn't really necessary for my first app, and I wanted to prototype it really quickly. And yeah, maybe in the future I have that user feature and that community base sharing stickers. So yeah, if you see something that you want to see here, please let me know. So maybe I make it more of a priority. But right now, yeah, this is the stuff that I'm doing. I also have a changelog column here to see what I'm doing in the current devlog, and I think that I'm running behind. So yeah. All right, so now let's talk about the stickers that we have here. So for the first releasing version, I have 6 makers. So basically, a maker is a process that makes a sticker. So I call these things makers. We have the vanilla sticker that basically is the classic sticker with a border. Then the face style sticker combines the vanilla sticker with a face style. Now I'm using here style transfer. Then we have the paint face that only paints your face with the style. The hair paint sticker that paints your hair with the style. This one is really cool. Sometimes makes your hair look really awesome. And then the 2 last ones are texture sticker and the paint face texture that it basically does color transfer from the original color of the image or of your face, and it keeps the texture of the style with the original color. So yeah, but now what I wanted to talk about here is that I don't really like sort of the UX of the app here that I did, because for example here the user needs to click one, so the user basically needs to tap once here, then the gallery, and then go for example to downloads and select a face. Then you have another screen that you need to know that you can select another things here, right? And the selection is the border that I did. You also can edit this process. So then you have the third tab that is going to hit make. It is a little bit clunky, you know what I mean? It's too much process. I want to cut down in the amount of steps that you need to do. Like I want to cut down to selection and making. I thought that having a step that you make sure that you are selecting one thing was better, but in practice that makes the process a little bit slower. So here we have the sticker, and we can see it in the gallery section. But one really annoying bug that I encounter in practice is that the system doesn't recognize new image. So as you can see, here is the save function. So basically, search in the Stack Overflow that if you save that in the image in the external storage, that image will show up in the system, but it turns out that it doesn't. So I basically need to find a way that tell the system to recognize new image, and the user can use that for making their stickers in WhatsApp or Telegram. But one thing that I want to do in the next episode and in next version of this is integrating a system to make groups of stickers and integrating that with WhatsApp and Instagram directly in this application, so you don't need to use another app for making those stickers. I think that for WhatsApp you need another app to make this sort of gallery of stickers. I think there's Dart libraries to make this, so it doesn't going to be that difficult to implement because there is a library for it. But yeah, I want to do that so the user has all the things in the app. So yeah, if you want a better showcase of this version of the app, I did a little video showcasing each of these makers, but my favorite one is the face sticker because it sort of makes your face with that style, right? So let's see one right here. And as you can see, there is your sort of face sticker. I think that's all right. Now let's go to the next topic, that is the token system. So basically, each maker costs some number, and you have a global balance for each sticker. I thought that it was balanced in some way, but it made some users might not like it, and it may be a little bit restrictive. I think that it's balanced in a way that you can get a lot of tokens requesting here and seeing an ad and supporting the app development. But yeah, I might change this to a different approach. That is, you can use whatever thing here, and it's like for high quality or like premium styles, you can use your tokens, but the rest of the things are like free. You can make as much as you would like. I want to know your feedback because you might have a better idea of how to handle this. I think in this version you can access all the things. The only thing that you need to keep in mind is that you need to sometimes see an ad to get a lot of tokens, and there's no like premium features. All the features are sort of free or accessible through the tokens. Also in the future, if I continue with this, I might do like paying for an X amount of tokens. All right, now let's talk about how I learned Flutter in 1 month to make this application. So at the time, again, I'm recording this in the future, but at the time, I didn't have any experience working with Flutter, and I put that deadline to make an app in 1 month with Flutter. So I had at the moment a really good experience with web development and React-like frameworks. So I jumped right in and learning Flutter. One thing that I recognize directly is that it was really similar to those frameworks. It didn't take long to me to recognize a lot of patterns and really start learning really quickly all the things. Also, coming from web development and working with CSS, I think the widgets are really similar to working with CSS, and the styling and the positioning. Sometimes it's really easy to me, for example, to make a row, because a row mirrors the flex style in CSS and make the alignments, for example, main space around, things like that. So yeah, if you have experience in web development, jumping to making apps is really easy with Flutter, I think. If you're thinking why not using React Native, at the time I didn't know about React Native, and Flutter came first, and I thought, why not? Let's learn that, and I'm here now. So that's why I didn't choose. Maybe in the future I will make something with React Native. Maybe that will be fun. So yeah, one thing that I didn't quite like is that Flutter runs in one thread, and sometimes while working with lots of data and working with heavy computational stuff, the UI can freeze because you overload the main thread. And yeah, I think a couple of times it happens to me, and I think it keeps happening in the app. I know that you can use isolate to handle that, and that's one thing that I need to address in the next version of the app. So when I working with images and stuff like that, the app doesn't freezes. All right, now the last topic of this video is going to be my experience publishing the app and working with the Play Store. So after paying $25 for your Google Developer account, so then you need to make your app. You make your app, and now it's time to release it, isn't it? And you think to yourself, oh, that's going to be a piece of cake, right? Wrong. It's not going to be a piece of cake, because I don't think that I can show you. I don't think that I can show you all the questions that Google asks you, but in short, Google asks you about a lot of questions that overwhelms you a little bit, but you go through, and also you need to handle the keys for the build process. It's a really long process that I couldn't film because it took me I think like a week to prepare. But yeah, one of the things that it sort of takes a lot of time also is making the promo stuff, like the app name, search optimization, the description, the graphics for the app. It took me a couple of days to do this. Really good. So yeah, if you want to get the app and get the users going and give me feedback, you can get the app. I'm going to leave a link in the description, but you can go to this link and search for this. I really appreciate it if you give it a review and 5 stars. And yeah, let me know what you think about the app. So yeah, I'm going to keep working this app a little bit more, maybe 2 to 3 more updates to leave it in a good place. Then I'm going to move on to my next project that I think that it will be a project that I will be calling AI image filters. That is going to be sort of a generic name for image filters that I'm going to be using machine learning and general image processing stuff, but mainly things that we can do with machine learning. I'm going to use GAN, style transfer, transformers, all this kind of stuff. So if you want to see that, please subscribe and give it a like. Also, I'm going to see if I can make those models into native code, so I can execute them in the device and I don't need a server to make this kind of process. So I can save that from the user and from myself. So yeah, I also going to start reading machine learning papers and studying that stuff, because I really want to know what's behind the behind the hood, and know what is going on in the machine learning stuff. So I'm going to start by reading the style transfer papers. I think there is the original paper, and then it is 5 style transfer. I'm also going to start reading the style guns and guns in general. So if you want to see me doing that in a stream and reading all together and learning, you can subscribe here or in Twitch, that I'm going to do these sort of streams. Let me know if you're interested in this. I think there is a cool opportunity to learn all together. I call this learning along, because you can ask the community. I can also share what I know, and yeah, I think that will be really cool to do. Also, if you want to see an overview of the machine learning model that I'm using here for the semantic segmentation, you can read this blog post that I did a while back. I called this Paper Insights. This is a series of blogs that I'm going to do, of papers that I'm going to read in stream, and I'm going to make sort of the main takeaway, so the main things that I think are important in the paper here, so you can see it in a more concise way. Let me know your feedback on this, and if you want to see that, and again, if you want to see this, follow me on Twitch. Alright, before doing the outro, unfortunately I couldn't make the updates into this video, but I'm going to make it in the next one. Let's get a little sneak peek of this. So basically, as I said in the video, the user only needs to click in an image and then click in one of these makers to make the sticker that the user wants. So it's one tablet, and I think it's a little bit faster to make things here, and the UX is a little bit more intuitive. Alright, and that's about it for this episode. Please get the app and give me feedback on it. I will be really appreciated. And that's about it for me. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next one. Bye.